Greetings everyone, my name is KuroBlitz and welcome to another video. It is great for me to be back to create more Pokemon content for YouTube, and I hope that you understand my leave of absence for these past few months. The new language disclaimer will be in my Sobble video that I will leave in the description below. I hope that my former audience does understand. Without further ado, let's start the video. This one will be a personal top 10 list of Pokemon that I want for Ash Ketchum to have in the new series Pokemon Journeys. Let's start off at number 10 with Passimian, a fighting type Pokemon similar to Ash's Primate. In the Sun and Moon series, Ash helped a group of Passimian from Melemele Island to protect their territory from one group of Passimian from the Akala Island. I know that many people want Ash to have that Wimpod from the Treasure Island episode, but Golisopod is more associated with Guzma, a character that I really want to see come back in the Pokemon Journey series, perhaps even battling Ash in the World Championship. Having Passimian seems to be like the most obvious choice, so I really wish that Ash catches one. It would be a great new addition to his Alolan roster, especially if he visits the region again. At number 9, I have Mr. Rime. Yes, Mr. Rime. Mime, Delia's Mr. Mime, is technically Ash's Pokemon, but most people associate him with his mother's. It also is technically the first Psychic and Fairy type that Ash owns, but I think that we could change things up a bit. Having the Galarian variation of Mr. Mime being Ice instead of Fairy, but also continue to having the Psychic type, it would be a great addition for Ash to have, especially since he doesn't have an Ice type since Glalie back in Advanced Generation. Seeing this variant evolve, it would be a great dynamic for the two Mr. Rimes, prior to the evolution of Mr. Rime, to interact in the Sakuragi Institute, or Cerise Laboratory if you want to prefer to call it like that. Speaking of Psychic types, at number 8 I have Orbital. But not just any Orbital, a shiny Orbital. Personal preference, but I like the shiny more. And there isn't any character in the show, or in the series, that has a Gigantamax Orbital. So Ash having one, maybe using the Bug and Psychic type for Go to use his own Bug types to then again counter Mew if he eventually finds it. It would be a great dynamic and also training montage, and seeing how Ash's Orbital would interact with the other Pokemon that Go has, especially the Bug type ones. It will also help out in the Isle of Armor if they eventually find out the Galarian Slowpoke, and also the Galarian Slowbro, so that Ash could have a Psychic showdown against either Clara or Avery. As for number 7, I have Urshifu. You must be wondering why there is it number 7. Well, I think that Ash's Riolu will fit more the fighting type in this series, therefore I'm leaving Urshifu and Passimian for the latter. But if Ash does get a Cubfu from the Isle of Armor, I don't see him evolve in any of those two towers. It will most likely receive the Lycanroc treatment where it will get a third form. But which one? Well, since we have the Single Strike style, red colored, and the Rapid Strike style, blue colored, we could either have a No Strike style, which uses the rival's opponent's momentum to counterattack, or maybe a Mixed Strike style. This could be green to codify the RGB colors, red, green, and blue, or maybe purple, because it's a mixture of both red and blue, symbolizing the Zamazenta, Zacian, and Eternatus circle. The No Strike style could be Fighting Steel, like Lucario, while the Multi-Strike style could be Fighting Poison, resembling the Steel type from the Wolves and the Poison from Eternatus. For number 6, I have Rillaboom. Ash having a Grookey, for me personally, is more important than having Sobble. and he will most likely catch Sobble on July 12th, in episode 28. Having a Rillaboom would be very interesting considering it's a Pokemon that has an item, the drums and the sticks, and carrying it around and seeing Ash battling with a Pokemon that's more rhythm-based and sound-based would be something interesting to see nonetheless. Also, for marketability, they could bring back both Infernape and Torterra to hype Sinnoh, but also to be Grookey's mentors and tutors. I see more potential on Ash getting a Grookey than getting Sobble, because if he gets Sobble, like I said in my prior video, they will try to get him the Greninja treatment, and that does not simply work. Now that my list is on half, let's start off with number 5. Flygon. Ever since we saw Ash riding one in the movie Jirachi Wishmaker, the 6th one, everyone wants for Ash to get a Flygon. So, if he catches a Trapinch, especially in Hoenn, it would be great. There are a lot of characters who sport Flygon, like Yu from Black and White 2, and also Raihan from Sword and Shield. So it would be great for Ash to have one, especially since there was one that Malo used as a right Pokemon in Sun and Moon, and also it was a Pokemon from Drew's team in Advanced Generation. So there is no excuses to give a Flygon to Ash in this series. For number 4, we have Braviary. I do not like Unpheasant. Pidgeot is gone. Staraptor is the greatest of them all, also with Talonflame, but Swallow and Noctowl are not doing too much. And yes, Rowlet is the technical flying type of Ash, so him having a Braviary, it would make sense to me. I really want for him to have a great Unovan flyer, and carrying a Rufflet, it would be interesting to see. It's more personal, but I really do like for Ash to get Braviary, especially if he has a rival that potentially could sport Mandibuzz. If it was Marnie, since it's a girl, like Mandibuzz, and Ash is a guy, like all Braviary, it would be great. It would give Marnie a 6th Pokemon, to be precise, and also another Dark one to match her teaming. So yeah, number 4, it has to be Braviary for Ash. Just for personal reasons. I know that he has Dragonite, but it's more of the dragon teaming instead of the flying one, so give Ash a Braviary, please. We all want to. We all want to. For number 3, it's Frosmoth, a Galarian representation in the series. I already spoke about Mr. Rime prior to being his Ice type, but if it's not him, it should be Frosmoth, especially with all of the bug teaming as well from Orbital. Frosmoth would be a great Pokemon for Ash to have, especially if Benga, Alder's grandson, and also a minor post-game rival from Black and White 2 returns with Volcarona. It would be a great ice and fire dynamic between these two for the World Championships, and I really do hope that they make that choice, because it would be great to see Ash sporting a Frosmoth. Starting off with a little snow doesn't do much, but then evolving into a powerhouse. Now for number 2, it's Tyranitar. And yes, this Tyranitar is the Larvitar baby that he left on Mount Silver. Now, potentially a Pupitar later to evolve, like it was the Dragon Edge Dragonite, and also for him to have another member in the team that is a pseudo-legendary. Instead of Dragon Dance, this one could sport Stealth Rock, another gimmicky move. It would be great to see. So yeah, please come on. If you gave him Gengar, it wasn't a Haunter from Sabrina, but it was a Gengar nonetheless. Please give him Larvitar, now fully evolved. We beg you, OLM. Now, last but not least, at number 1 we have Espeon. Ash befriended Alana's Eevee. Gary had an Eevee that became an Umbreon, so give Ash an Espeon like Red has one in the games and in the manga. It's been ages since we want for Ash to have one. It will be his main psychic type most of the time, and also for him to have an evolution. Not to mention that in the Lime episode of Sun and Moon, Ash specifically said that his favorite evolution is Espeon, so you are hinting us for a while. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. If so, please leave a like. Also don't forget to subscribe, comment and share the content. It was great to do this again. I really do hope that you enjoy my future videos. So let's keep in touch, trainers, and don't forget to catch 'em all.